probably would be better. I'm just kind of a neon mind.
All right. So
Okay.
can we just give
kind
you...
of dealing with some personal financial issues today.
Okay. Can we just give you a small little reading before you go?
Oh, you sure can.
All right, hon. We want to send you some light and love, but I feel like, you know, there's just so much on to what's happening. So the reason that your soul is projecting what's going on with you right now is that your triple warmer seems to be very high and off the charts, and so the energy is saying is that I can't figure it out. And so then I'm going to go, next thing is that why is this really going on? And it's the dogma, the same shit, different day. And literally...
you bet you.
And then what's happening...
Oh, God, that was like pull right head on. Thank you for saying that, because that's exactly the way I'm feeling.
Yep. And there happens to be this a sluggish memory. So now I'm going to go back and say how far. Yes, it's always going to be past life, but in this lifetime, it goes back as when you're 6 years old. And the memory that they want you to... be able to process out is being paralyzed. The will, the volition to move forward. You were told to withhold, don't behave a certain way, just be in line. And really, the body is fighting like hell that it actually caused you, it's like it tripped you. So today you're supposed to get on and communicate, and so far your whole body and everything just feels like, no. So literally your body's playing out that paralyzed will, and kind of preventing you, this particular part of this memory is preventing you to bring your authentic self to the table today. And so all of this, or I should say the whole self, I mean, it's just that I can feel you present, but I also feel like it's just scattered. So
yeah, I'm tired today. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
I'm a bit tired.
And it's
a bit
just
overwhelmed. It's been a pretty busy week.
Okay. And they're saying that you've been learning to communicate and do what you need to do, but there's a dishonoring going on, and it's happening to you. And I'm not sure exactly. I can just feel the energy coming in from the northwest. It's interesting because, yes, from the northwest.
Was she absorbing stuff from the storm?
No, it's actually her axis that's at her. When you come into this world, you throw out your line, and it's an axis. Is that what I call it? An axis?
Vivax.
The Vivax. I can't believe I can say that. But the Vivax is being disturbed. Do you remember? Okay, so our Vivax can land anywhere, but I feel like there's a lot of construction going on, and some. Going on where, and it's what's affecting you. It's literally affecting your Vivax cord, and it leaves you more open. So when energy comes from the northwest, it seems to hit you more or less in the back right side. When this occurs, they say that it causes you to distrust, which then creates an attraction factor cord, the entanglement cord, to bring people to just shit in your space, to F with your mind, to do all this. And,
oh my God, that's so right on, because I always see that too.
Yeah, and so now we're going to give you a healing tool that's going to help you change this. Now, I don't have the healing tool of the Vivax healing cord up, but I eventually might have that one. But what we're going to help you do is to resolve to kind of the origination point, and we're going back to... Ooh, they just told me to have Jen draw a card. Okay, Jen.
The card that I drew from Angel Healing is about clear yourself. And so ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you have absorbed. I feel like there's one particular master that's going to help you when you work with this master on the other side, that will help in your energy field. It's almost like they've got a vacuum cleaner to some degree, and just imagine them doing that for any negativity or toxic stuff that's in your energy field.
Okay, so we have a space on the web that talks about our healing tools, and we have several of them. There is something that your 6-year-old self said I dislike, which causes you to create a sadness, a distrust, and they keep showing me the family members. It's like they always like to kick you in where the kidney points in the back there. It's like somebody's always trying to hurt you, damage you. And
I've been through that all my life.
Okay, and
I'm breaking away. I've been breaking away from that for the last 8 years. I no longer talk to them.
Okay, but now we need to help you heal it so that you can completely not sever the ties, but in some cases you do. Now I don't have the soul clearing, but I have the cord switching. The cord switching healing tool is something that needs to be done because literally you need to focus on what you dislike, so then you would be doing hope therapy. There's a lot of shock that has occurred, and so you would be doing R3S. R3S is the right wrist, third position soft. Watch the video, look at the instructions, and then do what I say as far as placing your hand.
Your link,
Yes, I will share it with you in just a second. And so when you think about all of the shit that's happening in your space, you will feel all of this other stuff that's going on as far as the dishonoring that is happening to you. Always feel like they got to kick you in the kidneys. They always got to do this crap to you again and again and again. And you will, but it's all stuck in shock right now. Yes?
Right now, I'm actually, to be honest with you, right now I'm at a point of, I forgive and I gotta move on.
Okay, but right now, as I was going to say,
no matter what, I can't hold grudges against people in the situation.
Yes, and
I'm
consciously,
not a person that used to hang on to it.
that consciously is wonderful. I'm glad that you were able to consciously achieve and conquer this, but you're repeating history, and everything's repeating. And we want you to go and heal it all the way down to the core, which then stops it. Okay. And so you can stop attracting, and because we do quantum law of attraction, and what I'm seeing is that, yes, consciously you totally agree, you're moving forward, you got great positive thinking, you've got the muster in your soul to be able to just fight back, overcome, but we want you to heal the root cause. And so right now, as I was saying, your body seems to be in shock. And it's like, I want to step forward and be who I am, but it's like I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall. So all the stuff that we talk about, the main thing is that...
I'm not laughing at you, I'm just laughing at the truth.
Okay.
And it's not funny, it's just like, it just
familiar.
goes straight on, thank you.
Yeah, it's very familiar. So I would definitely tell you to do the Hope Therapy Healing and hold R1S about all of the stuff you know. Once you feel, put everything on a scale from 0 to 10, give it a color, and when you're doing the healing process with your hand on your forehead and your hairline, the number will come down, the color will come down, the self-talk will start to diminish, the emotions will actually resolve, and what will happen after that is simply then you're going to move to R2S. Okay, now this is where the R2S is the stomach meridian, and it's right wrist, second position soft, and what's going to happen is that you're going to start redefining how you read the energies. Because when you were younger, the first program of how to read the energies is that people attack. And literally your body goes into this, because you're already an empath, a sympathetic person, and you can feel the vibes. But
I more than feel vibes. I feel their inner process. I hear their thought process. I feel their frustration or their happiness.
Okay, but as a kid...
I've been like that all my life, and more lately again, but that's okay. I'm dealing with it a lot better than what I used to.
Yes.
I'm not shutting it down like I used to.
Right, and that's what we're looking at. Again, consciously you know how to take care of this, but when it first hits, because when anything takes off, there's that first point, and it has to go through the file system of your 6-year-old self, and the first thing, it's always a bumpy ride when it first takes off, and you learn to define it as a 6-year-old self, and we want you to look at how the main thing is how something becomes obsessive. It leads to despair, nervousness, some type of stifledness, some type of disgustedness. You watch people expand their importance all over you, and you're like, stop it. I mean, and all this connection of what you know, and you focus on that, put it on a scale from 0 to 10. What's that?
I don't try to stop it like I used to.
No, and we're not going to tell you to stop it. What we're telling you to do is to resolve it so that the attraction factor, that the inner world that creates your outer world, you're resolving it down to 0 so that you can create it better instead of attracting it in and healing the lens that you have to see them this way. You're actually resolving it within yourself so that you project better or in a healthier alignment.
Okay.
Because you're doing it on a quantum field. Okay? You're doing this all on a quantum field. And anyways, there's more that can be done. So go to Jen, tell her where to go.
www.mwreveal.com, as in Medicine Women Reveal, mwreveal.com. And then on the left-hand side of our front page, we've got healing tools.
Mm-hmm. And Hope Therapy is the one, and there's a ton of healing tools. I got more to put up, but the main thing is the Hope Therapy. Watch the video, go through that. And what you need to do, like I said, is put everything on a scale from 0 to 10 and give it a color of how you know it, what you know.
That link with me, right?
Yes, we will send that link personally to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay? All right, you go and rest up, and if you're having any problems and you can't show up tomorrow, you let us know. You can just email me, Facebook me. Yes?
I should be able to just fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry about today.
No, that's all right. But it has a different...
I should be able to more tomorrow.
Okay, we do have a different phone number.
I just put myself too much out there. You know, I need to step back and take care of me now. And that's what I'm planning to do this afternoon.
Okay, so tomorrow when you call in, there's a different phone number. It is on that link, or that picture that I put on your wall, so that you can look at that, okay? And take care of yourself.
You know I'm going to.
Awesome. All right. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, dear. All right, bye-bye.
Hi there, we're back from our break, and we have a caller, area code 972, that's been in the chat room and asking questions, so we will get to this person right now for a reading.
All right, welcome. As soon as the mic kicks in, hello.
Okay, thank you so much for being patient.
Hi.
How can we help you?
My name's Vivian.
Hi, and you had the question about your father that's in the ICU?
Mm-hmm, my father-in-law, yes.
Father-in-law, okay.
Okay. This isn't an exit point. This is a call, a wake-up call. I'm asking his soul right now whether or not is he aware consciously this is a wake-up call. No. A wake-up call is when you have to hit rock bottom so that you can change something in your life. And what I feel is that he's true to who he is as far as same particular patterns and habits and things. But he's also, they show me that he's also a giver, someone that opens his heart up too much and gives. Is that about right? Hello? Oh, boy. I don't know if we lost her. But what I feel is this person, as they're there, I don't know what the reason that they're in the hospital for, and it could be about the heart, but literally it is the, okay, are you there?
Yes, I was looking.
Okay, okay, so does this sound familiar? Is your father-in-law, is he a big-hearted person?
What did you say? I just heard you say it's a wake-up call for him, somebody else.
Is he a big-hearted person?
I don't understand. Yeah.
Is he?
He's not a hot person. He's kind of a cold person. He's really crucial to all his children, you know.
Okay, so that's what he's supposed to wake up to. Is that he's supposed to not have so many restrictions. Why is he in the hospital?
Okay.
Why is he?
So they are not with me right now. They are in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard they say they went outside, and then all of a sudden the weather, temperature, everything, and my father-in-law fell down on the street.
Oh.
And the heart kind of painful. They sent him to the hospital emergency, and then I hear the CICU.
Okay, so he didn't have a heart attack, did he?
I'm not so sure because I heard somebody say he is that because I'm not there. So and then I already volunteer. So should I go over there? You know, I can put a ticket, everything. But they said because my father-in-law already wake up, and they already removed the trachea and also the endo, everything is now he's getting better. So they said I don't need to, you know, just buy the ticket and fly over there.
Okay, so what is the question then?
My question is, do you think he will be recovered and come home safely?
Okay, so will he recover and come home safely? So that's what we're going to focus on. You need to focus on him. And we're going to understand the cards that we've drawn. Like I said, I don't feel like he's supposed to leave off this planet. I do feel like he's supposed to be here. I think there's a part of him that's going to be a personality difference. If this did what it was supposed to do as far as the energy goes, then maybe he'll become more softer and kinder to where he does make a bigger heart out of this thing, or he could be stubborn and keep his personality. But Jen, what did you get, dear?
Okay, so the first card is about follow the leader. You're being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery in the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of service to others.
Now, what's funny is I don't feel like this is for him. This is for her.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. I
For
thought
me?
that.
Yes, that's what's weird because I drew the card based on him, but as she's reading, I'm like, this is for you.
Right, that's what I
Learning
thought.
to step up and just do what you need to do because, you know, you need to set the example so that other people can actually go, oh, you know what? I'm going to do that too. All right, Jen, what else did you get?
So I feel like this is for him.
Is this for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for him.
So a situation is unraveling and your best plans are leading you into a tricky maze. Your challenge is to separate out the elements of this puzzle to get a better perspective on what happened. You may have lingered too long in a place where you didn't belong anymore, seduced by a temporary solution. As you untangle yourself, it's important to maintain a sense of humor. Don't fret. You will learn something valuable that you'll need later when faced with a more dangerous situation. Breathe and know that you are loved.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that he's learning to re-step into this world differently, and hopefully this wake-up call is going to help him become happier. So yes, I feel like he's coming home. I feel like you know, he's at the choice point of how he's going to want to take this next step that his soul is pushing him into. But there's a part of you that's supposed to step up and just be strong, be who you are, and that whatever it is that you're supposed to do will be unveiled to you. Soon you'll find out maybe you're supposed to stand up and do certain things. And when you're supposed to, from what I can feel, is, I don't want to say close your mind to what other people are telling you to do, but you're supposed to think for yourself, and when it comes to the situation with him. If you feel like you're supposed to do something, you do it. If you're not supposed to do it, then let others do it. Because I feel that in a way, you're supposed to set the tone for your life. Now, the reason why it's happening in your world is basically about how you need to learn to direct yourself and to direct others and not... They seem like they're in a repetitive pattern of everybody obeying, everybody doing this, everybody following the leader, and you're like, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to do this, this, and this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're telling me that you're supposed to step up, and he will. You don't have to take orders. I guess I should say. That's what I'm getting from it. Okay.
He's kind of a really demanding person, you know, in the past, and, you know, really give me hard time.
Yes.
However, you know, as a traditional Chinese, you know, I will treat him the way I should treat him with respect.
Right.
That's why, you know, no matter how bad he treated me in the past, you know, I just tell everybody, tell my husband that that's forget it, you know. As long as he need me, I'll be there for him anytime.
Mm-hmm. Because you are supposed to be strong, but you're not supposed to take it anymore, and you need to show him respect by sometimes not doing what he tells you to do. And you don't have to take that crap because there's a part of you that's supposed to stand up and, I don't want to say fight back, that's not the word I'm looking for.
You just stand strong in your authenticity.
Yes, yes. And, you know, you're going to be breaking some molds. I think a lot of this is that he's going to try to go back into his old behavior and regain the reins of that, and this is a great opportunity for you to not have to do that.
Okay, so the other question is, do you see me fly to over there?
No.
So I don't have to go, right? No.
I don't see you flying there. And the thing is that if part of what your soul is saying is, no, you're supposed to stay exactly where you are, do what you need to do. And it's the other people that okay, now here's the question. Would she go? there's a part of you that says, I should go, I'm supposed to go, it's I have to go. And what happens is when you got those running through you, they will force you to go. Even though your soul said it's fine, you don't have to go, but you have to answer to everybody. And that's what they're saying is that no, you don't have to answer. And if he goes ahead and dies, that's when you're supposed to go, is for the funeral. But you're not supposed to have to constantly, being that you're a daughter-in-law, you don't have to constantly be what they think you should be. Okay?
Yeah.
But I can feel the naggingness inside of you from other people's thoughts that are saying, oh, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, why aren't you doing this? And there's a part of you that's just going to have to stand up and say, I feel inside, or my calling with, I don't know if you can talk about God in front of people, or how you feel spirit, or how you're going to do it, but there's a part of you that feels that I'm not supposed to do it. Even though you want me to, I don't think I'm supposed to go. So you have to stand with encouragement about your own choice, because in a way, sometimes your choice is taken away and they tell you what to think and say and do. But you're not supposed to be that kind of girl. You're supposed to be this kind of woman that, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm not supposed to go at this time. I know when I'm supposed to go.
Okay. One more question. I'm looking for a job, and someone told me, I should get a job, in 2 weeks, in 1 week. However, the month of October already passed. I haven't get a job yet.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering.
When I asked the question, are you supposed to get a job? Yes. Will you get a job soon? Yes. Are you open to receiving a job? Yes. Has she seen the job? No. Has she put herself out there to find the job? No. Not saying you didn't go out and do applications, you're just not in the alignment to finding that job.
Okay.
So just, that's where I would tell you to do the golden lasso. I would throw out the golden lasso and say, and simply you could just say, thank you, angels, for lining up my job interview today. Or thank you for lining up the job I'm supposed to have. And then you'll be guided. Maybe you'll be looking through a newspaper or online or whatever. Or some friend will tell you up and say, hey, I think there's a great job for you. But either way, you got to put yourself out there and say, I'm open to receive that. Because right now, if you're supposed to travel, that's going to interfere with you having a job. So you're going to be able. So you need to focus and say, okay, thank you for taking care of my father-in-law, and now I thank you for arranging it so I can get my job and I can have my job. Because I feel the job is very close, but there's been obstacles that's been stopping you from finding it. So just open yourself up to receive that job, okay?
Okay, yeah, because I have set up interview and whoever, and I talked to my employee, maybe my future employer, and they say they have somebody quit, they will give me a call. However, I haven't get any answer yet.
Okay. Well, a lot of that is the energies that are happening is that, oh, I'm going to have to jump in a short moment. Why should I get a job if I'm going to have to just leave and have to go into a funeral or to do this or be with a person? So you're getting pulled. So all I can say is just say thank you, pray for your father-in-law, pray for all that stuff, and then just start looking. If you're supposed to be getting a job, then just line yourself up with that job, because your body's doing it towards and away from. You want to go towards a job, but you're going away from it because you're going towards thinking I have to leave. So there's a lot of conflict or pulling you apart. But just kind of stay focused, say thank you for prayers for healing the father-in-law, and just stay focused on, now I'm going to open myself up and put my energy here to find that job and to receive that job, okay?
Okay, so do you see what kind of job it will be? Because I applied so many jobs, so many different jobs yet.
Well,
what kind of job feel?
Yeah. Do you feel like you're supposed to be working in a store, communicating with others, like in customer service?
No, not really. Because actually I have tried pharmacy before, now Lancome. Actually, I have an interview with Walgreens in September, but they decided they want to hire somebody else. So maybe that will fit your scenario. But right now, I really want to get into it, the doctor office.
You may have to take a temporary job before you can get that long-term job. You may have to take I feel like if you're supposed to do a transitional job, then you may be working as a store clerk, or you may be working in a place where you're going to be doing customer service. But I feel like you're supposed to be doing something before this permanent job comes along. This permanent job, because they're saying that when you go into a small room where you're filing cabinets or you have to do work on the computer and do all this stuff, they're saying, yeah, you could do that, but you're also a person that likes to communicate with people. Or you're supposed to at least be working with people more. So are you looking for a job that's going to make it so you can't communicate with a lot of people, or are you looking for a job that will actually let you communicate with a lot of people?
Yeah, good question. So far, my job communicated with a lot of people. Yeah.
Because
I have a part-time job during the Sunday. I'm teaching, teaching the math and the Chinese. Over
okay.
there, I'm talking with a lot of parents and a lot of kids every Sunday.
Okay, because I feel like you like to be around a lot of people, and then there are times that you need to be isolated and do things alone. Now, sometimes people think they have to have just one job. Well, wait, what if you're supposed to be able to do 2 jobs? And because then you have a variety of different things that you like to do, so you don't have to get bored with just one job.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, so just be open to the ideas. Maybe you're supposed to have 2 jobs. That's going to equal 1 job, but 1 job could pay more than the other. But you're going to have different benefits. Because I think you'd get stir crazy if you just did one thing.
Yeah, I'm open to everything. As long
Okay.
as, that's stable, and then give me that chance I can help others. I'm happy with that.
Okay, so yeah, just be open and thinking, well, hey, maybe I'm supposed to have more than 1 job. But be aligned to it, put that energy out there, and just start saying thank you to the angels, because you'll start getting more direction. Pay attention for the direction, and you should have, jobs. You should be able to have your jobs open to you, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all the positive energy for me. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Thank you for being patient with us.
Yes, definitely. All right.
Take care.
Just keep in touch. All right, bye-bye. Okay, so what's going on? Is there anybody else?
Nope, not as
Okay.
far as what's going on.
Will we continue to do interviews? I am not sure. I just, I'm following Spirit. So we don't know if we'll have another show next week on Thursday or not. But we're open to whatever Spirit tells us. So we are, just bear with us as we go through all this. And I'm excited about it. So we have a Skype caller. So when Jen gets to turn on the mic on, we'll be welcoming them to the show.
Yes. I was making some notes. Okay, Skype caller, you're
On the air.
with Brenda and
And
Jen.
it's number 333. Hello.
Did you say the number was 333?
Oh, well, yes.
Yes. It's been a while.
Yes. How are you, dear?
It hasn't been that long, but
We missed you.
cruising BTR and I found you all, and then I was listening and I realized you didn't have anybody waiting, so I said,
Yeah.
well, I'll step forward.
Well, I appreciate that, as
Awesome.
always. So, we started a new journey today, and not sure how I fit with it or not. But we'll get there. All right, so now that I reacclimated, what can we do for you, sweetie?
Well, Sandy really turned me around. Last time you saw me, I was on a plane waiting.
Yes. Oh,
Oh.
that's right.
I'm not taking that plane ride.
Oh, so let's look at that.
It
So,
was going dark.
okay, you know how we had this, there was, I can't remember the name of it, but there was a mass conscious shifting prayer that had taken place on the 20th. And I wondered what the outcome was going to be. And when we pray, it shakes things up, and it can be a smooth transition or it can be hard. And what I was looking at was how all of a sudden the energy of emotion is related to water, and the big twister that was happening and the way that it hit was on that coast where all of the I don't want to say the big wigs are, but it's ones that have more money or seems to be more power.
The East Coast has traditionally been where the power is between Washington, D.C. and New York City and Boston.
Well, I feel like with the shifting of the consciousness of going to a higher consciousness, I think we're supposed to even the scale. I swear to God, not to say that we caused destruction, but I believe that it was supposed to start to balance out. People are starting to learn lessons. who knows what we're going to come of this, except for I've watched it. Now, yes, you were supposed to go in that direction, and now you're not, because of the shift of the consciousness, but you know that you can also there's a bashfulness that came up. There's somewhere inside of you, there's a dislike, and it was like right at birth. This feels like a past life thing. Jen, what do you got?
What's interesting, I've got a Vigilant card and the Earth Magic card. Both are reversed. And then I got the Release card. So it seems that whatever that maybe that you were pushing forward to have happen, and whether that was with the earth elementals or not, whatever was being pushed forward needs to be released. Just let it go. Whatever was going to happen, and we don't mean just let it go and give yourself a pep talk, but actually heal to release that,
Jen,
because something new is occurring.
Good, Jen. Now you can explain what it is that you just learned about releasing.
Okay, gosh, okay. So I've been questioning my role as a minister, and Brenda has faithfully reminded me that I need to release. And it's not that I'm just gonna quit.
She's been changing, growing rapidly. She's on this bullet train, but part of when you release something, it's the way the energy exchange happens, and so she...
Right, so it's not about that I have to quit, it's that I have to release my attachment to that role, to that situation.
So it can show up better because you're in a different alignment now.
Right, it's completely different, especially with the divorce that took place this last year, and all the attachments and everything that I was building when I came to the state of Michigan 7 years ago has completely shifted. It's been flipped upside down, and for the better, so that I can. He is a great person. I don't want, and I
don't put any ill will. That's
no,
what
I don't
saying.
have any. I don't have any ill will toward him. We just were not supposed to be in relationship, and there's some pain about that. But I just wish him the best. But I needed to be in a different space.
Okay, so the past life card that came up, well, for the East Coast, was that it says darkness is transcended into light. So doesn't mean that people on that East Coast wasn't into the light, but there are certain energies of the land itself, the consciousness in that area, the probably over-dedication of pain and such not, and all this other things, because there's all of this power control stuff that's going on. It's certain aspects that are coming to light. So they're saying once that it's taken care of, which could approximately be 6 months, and that's, so basically you're in the waiting room, dear. You're waiting in the waiting room until things are cleared up over there. Then you'll be in a better alignment with that consciousness that's on the East Coast.
When the dust has settled.
Yes, when the dust has settled. Now, the past life card that came up for you was the spirit of ambition. And this is the Hebrew high priest part, and it says your choice of, I'm going to read what the card looks like to some degree. It says your choice of the symbol is a high priest of Israel, representing the culture of the ancient Hebrews. In his right hand, the priest holds a what is it?
Candelabra.
Symbolizing the 7 planetary lights or governings of the world. The intricate breastplate he is wearing is called the
Essene,
or breastplate of righteousness and prophecy. His 12 stones symbolizes the 12 tribes of Israel and their individual virtues and magical qualities. These include illumination, strength, victory, joy, wisdom, faith, humility, justice, peace, truth, equilibrium, and love. Okay, now this was back in the Judaism, emerged from 5,000 years ago. So you're talking about 1100 BC, somewhere in there. So now the points that they want you to well, I'm just going to read it, and you, when something comes up, then you point it out. It says, if you have chosen the Hebrew high priest as a past life symbol, you're an energetic person with a clear sense of direction. I believe that that's you. Is that correct? Energetic and okay. Others view you as powerful. Do people see you as powerful? I know I do.
Yes.
Okay. See, your power is a different kind of power than the East Coast. Your power is that inner glow, the higher realm of the spirit power. That's what I see. Okay. It says you have a strong sense of individuality. Yeah, I see that too. And you're willing to work hard for whatever you desire in life. I see that also. You don't expect the realization of goals to come too easily. Whether or whatever is worth having is worth working for, in your opinion. Although the chance of your achieving great success is likely, you're not really a lucky person. Now, this part, do you believe that or not?
I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, that's the only part that I would say is that I think that you don't believe humanistically that you're not a lucky person. In the past, did you feel like you had to create your luck, like when you were younger?
In the past, and I mean, I create it now, but I haven't won the lottery yet. So that kind
Me either.
But I feel like you've overcome this piece of your past life, as far as thinking you're not lucky. But I feel that that's not true. I think that you have overcome that past life part of you.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree, yes.
It says you are realistic, but if you can see any possible way to achieve a highest goal, you are willing to expend great amount of mental and physical energies without complaint, because for you, that's walking your talk. You are verbally oriented and brilliant and are not afraid to stand up for your beliefs. I totally can see that. Argumentative rarely intimidates you. You thrive on clearing the air and will rarely hold any type of grudge. You have a superior mind and are quite adept at uncovering the weaknesses of others. But see, that's also, I don't believe that you need to do that. If you see that, you just bless that, and so they can grow and move forward. That's how I see you. To some extent, your fighting is never fair because you find it very easily to gain the upper hand in any argument. That's a compliment, because there's a part of you that actually sees what's going on, and you can decide whether you need to participate in it or not. If it's one that says that it can resolve, or one that's just repeating, you just let it go, because some people just like to stay in their hells. Few people can match your probing wit and your unique brand of self-deprecating humor. I don't feel like that's her either. I feel like she's outgrown that, and she just lets people do that to themselves around her, because that's just the nature of their personality. You may take your life seriously, but you don't take yourself too seriously. However, throughout your lifetime, romantic liaisons and partnership may seem strained. I don't know how you are with your relationships, but I do know that you're supposed to be honoring yourself in this particular lifetime, or in this particular age that you're in right now. You're ruled by the planet Mars.
Right. I have been strained.
Oh,
I learned how to restrain myself from being strained.
Ah, well, that's that. Well, pull up one for relationships, because I feel like you're oh, you had. Okay, so there's a part of you that's supposed to be thinking of you, growing with your soul on that. So go, Jen, and the card she pulled for that relationship was
Archangel Shemuel. Beloved one, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. I pulled this card a minute before Brenda said to pull one.
Yeah, she did. So, it says that in this past life you're ruled by the planet Mars, like that red, fiery planet, and the heat of your personality is constant and unrelenting. This makes you unusually decisive, sure, and strong. Individuals ruled by Mars is more creative and lots of energy to spare. You can be opinionated, but your first impressions are usually correct. Although people may seem resistant to your ideas at first, they will grow into respect your mental skills. You don't mind challenging authority if things can be spelled out more clearly for all to see and evaluate. You feel that you are just as important as anyone else, and you have no special awe of figureheads or leaders. Besides, how much more can they know than I, anyway? You often ask yourself. The only authority that you do respect is the divine one. Although your mind often turns to God, you never fanatical, Jesus jamming, and you
Fanatical.
so you don't Jesus jam.
Yeah.
And you may spend a large part of your lifetime as a agnostic. Religion is one subject that makes you feel most unsure as far as communicating with people on the planet. You know the alignment of your great source, your that divine presence for you. And so it's not one that you need to fight about or communicate about. Jen, I feel like you're supposed to answer this.
So I pulled they said to pull an ascended master that's helping you out right now. So I pulled a doozy. This ascended master's name is Avalokiteshvara. And
okay.
yes.
You may have to spell that.
Sure. Is an Eastern deity who watches over the world and hears all prayers. He's considered to be the male energy form of Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. This ascended master has elected to postpone his own ascension into Buddhahood until all of humanity is free. Until then, he's readily available to anyone who calls upon him for help with spiritual growth concerns.
Interesting. A little bit further on your past life, it says your talents are many, but they generally center around your superb verbal and intellectual abilities. You would make a fine philosopher, researcher, novelist, scientist, journalist. In all likelihood, you can unravel concepts that are abstract and complex much easier or faster than uncomplicated or simple ones. You have very little use for the mundane or the ordinary, and it is important to you that you have a constant intellectual stimulation. The lesson you most need to learn is cooperation. A healthy, thriving human being cannot develop fully as a solitary island. You have a superior mind and you know it, but in order for your ideas and concepts to grow, you must first try to find them out on others to gain feedback and acknowledgement. Otherwise, you will have no way of knowing if your concepts can actually benefit the rest of humankind. It is important for you to remember that you are to continue to set yourself apart. Others will oppose you. Only when you agree to work in the spirit of cooperation with others, you will gain the respect and admiration that you deserve and desire. Does that sound like anything of you?
That sounds a lot like me.
Yeah. So.
And I want to say this to your listening audience. When I said that you said you saw me on a plane and now I'm not going, I was not saying anything about your ability, because I understand that things shift, in a message, and that Sandy hit me. I mean,
yes.
I got hit by Sandy.
Yeah.
But I would like to, and I chose not to go. I mean, I could have gone.
Nope, not.
My common sense, and with all you're saying to me, my spirit does not belong there right now.
Oh no, wait 6 months at least, it says. And I'm glad you're aware of that shift.
And there's other things I need to be working on, which is what I'd like you to address, if you would.
Yeah.
I had a plate full of things to do in New York. I had a plate and still have a plate full of things to do here. And now that I have a little more time here to focus on them, something came to me while you were talking too, in terms of being a philosopher and talking and being a talker, because this would be good for me to do as I grow in my numbers 333 on the planet. But I am moving into an arena of doing sculptures. I'm really going to focus on this. And I got the vibration that I should do this. I do other artistic things, but I should focus on this. This can bring me greater wealth. But also in terms of the pieces that I make, it could open up an arena for me to lecture.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Okay.
This is how you're supposed to speak. And I think I told you a while back that you're supposed to create an art that you're supposed to speak through. And this, I think, is it. Okay?
Good.
Yes, it is very
because
good.
As you were speaking of that, I could see how it would relate. It would open the door for me.
Mm-hmm. When you were younger, when you were first born on the planet, the energy that was going on has finally shifted or came down to an end because of Sandy's shifting. So that consciousness did work. That shift did work because you used to be mortified, but now you are ready to channel that information through that artwork. And yes, I definitely like this because it feels more grounded, centered in who you are. And it's like you could really speak through the belly when you're going to do this. Yes.
That's interesting. That you said the belly too, because there will be bellies in there. Bellies bringing forth life.
Yes, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you calling in, my dear.
Well, I thank y'all for being there, and it's good that you all are on other networks besides BTR because it's giving you a broader possibility.
Yep, that's because we never know where we're supposed to go, but we follow the light and see what happens. And thank you, dear, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you.
All right,
Okay, thank you. Love and light.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take the whichever one. I don't know.
There's a chat room.
Is that
It
okay?
is for Saggy. Ask for general reading.
Okay, we're gonna do this. We got 2 in queue, and then we'll be done.
So
So
we got one. Yeah.
Okay, so as far as for Saggy.
Okay, so the card that I pulled up for a general reading comes from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, Colette Baron Reed. And it's the Dream Walker as a challenger. And challenges you to wake up from your restless sleep in which you're not dreaming at all. This is the time to remind yourself of your passions and the aspirations you may have left behind. Perhaps you should reconsider and allow yourself your precious dreams again. Don't give them up. There is always a way they can return to as long as they don't try to dictate the forms they take. Another way that Dreamwalker challenges you is when you're in the middle of a nightmare brought on by you or by others. Wake up and don't struggle, for she reminds you that the divine will lead you out of this bad dream and into a much better one. This too shall pass. Be mindful that you have a unique and special purpose. You're always actively influencing your reality through your thoughts and reactions to life challenges.
Okay, so what I got is that for Saggy, you're stepping back and you're actually feeling the conscious shift, the energies around you. And it's not that it disturbs you. It doesn't make it so that you're confused, but you're looking around going, And so you're just in an observation mode. And they're saying, do not settle for, like all of a sudden, let's say the emotion of grief come up. And then you could totally run with it and go, oh my God, look at all the devastation, and just keep running with it. They're saying, no, don't get hooked up with one emotion because there's so much going on the planet. Just observe, let it pass through, send it to the light, do some healing, whatever you need to do. Because you are stepping back and observing. That's all they're saying. And this is the time that you actually could start sculpting the dreams that you would want. Where would I like to go? What would I like to do? Because the way the energy is being cleansed right now, it's actually a more clearer time for you to actually create. Just like with Opulence, she's learning that there's about the sculpting. She's going to be able to speak through it. So you can go and sculpt, or you can literally just say, wow, I feel so much release. I don't have to carry on all of this emotions because I feel like this person used to not absorb, but really could be affected by the way the world's energies were.
So like being like a sponge, where now it's almost like you could be like a way to transmute the energy.
Yes.
If you're feeling the energy, you can call on a higher power to help transmute it, recycle it, send it, so you could be almost like a clearing station, just don't absorb it in.
Yep, just be aware and let it go. And this where all of a sudden, start to dream, start to play, start to, what if? And you can be irrational. Remember, nothing's set in stone. Just brainstorm and just vomit out what you need, good, bad, and different, sometimes stupid, but the brilliant thing's going to come through. And it ain't going to be just one. You're going to have several different things. And your communication, all of a sudden your mouth looks like it's flapping in the wind, where you could talk about so many subjects because you're downloading the new information that's healthier in alignment for the planet. And you're like, so when you're meditating, I would just say balance your hormones. There's a healing sheet that's in the healing tools. Just balance the hormones because it'll help you feel better. Okay, that's what I would say. And then we'll take a caller in queue, and then that'll be the last one.
Okay.
Oh well, hope you keep us posted in what you choose. Remember, it doesn't have to be one thing, and it can go in many directions.
Okay, area code 301. You're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies. Thank you for taking my call.
How come?
Hi, I was just calling to ask for a general reading.
You got it, dear. You got it too. So she's also being affected by the Sandy as well, as far as the energies. The world is cleaning up off-balanced energies. Like there's too much energy of negative emotion, power, and control, and so that's cleaning up all that, and it is affecting you to some degree. But at the same time, you're finding that you're important. I feel like you come from an era of time where you're not supposed to show your importance. You're supposed to just kind of be quiet and you just wait for somebody to pick you to talk. Does that part make sense?
Yes.
And now all of a sudden it's like you got this stir inside your soul and you're like, oh, but I want to talk now. I don't have to raise my hand. And that's what's happening, is that there's an excitement that's stirring up inside your soul that says, oh, go read this, go talk to this, because you're supposed to let the new energy of the love that's coming in, because it's about self-love and about Christ-conscious love. It's about the balancing of the heart and mind. And so just allow that energy to come in, and you don't have to speak the truth of being negative, but you will actually have words of wisdom that are wanting to come flow through. You're not going to be a great philosopher, but all of a sudden you're like, smile! That's the perfect, the perfect asset on a person is their smile. You'll find, I feel like you're supposed to be witty, fun, and throw out light-hearted comments so that people go, huh, I really feel that that's the energy of your hope that you're supposed to just be, okay? And then Jen drew a bunch of cards.
Okay, so I just picked these cards. So the way that you've created that needed to be purified has come to completion.
That's why she can
The old way. What's new is that you're going to ignite where there's been a loss of power. That passion will bring life, and a new life will emerge out of that.
Wow.
Those are what the cards say.
So do you feel like you're in a metamorphosis stage of change?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, and so does the reading sound about right?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I started writing this little article a couple days ago about rituals, because I'm very interested in that. And I was going to, make like a little ebook or something about it. But then I was like, oh, nobody was going to part of me was saying to continue writing it, and the other part was saying, well, nobody's going to read it. So,
well,
you're right on the.
Let me put it this way. Start creating a platform. You can have the best works of art, but if nobody knows about it, then it's not going to go anywhere. So I would say start communicating. Start letting people know. Start reaching out to all that you're supposed to. And then when that platform starts to take momentum, then it'll really take off. Get that book written. Yes, get it in ebook form or do whatever you need to do. But this is supposed to come out of you, and just sit there and let that energy flow through, because this new energy that's coming in is tapping into old ancient rituals, but updating it where you don't have to live in the dark ages where you have to sacrifice, hurt, do any of this. This is about the life and love of that heart and mind connection of self-love and the Christ consciousness. I really feel that you're going to be bringing in old ideas with new ideas, maybe then and now or something, but you haven't tapped into that one specific energy. And pick a card of the angel or something that she can, or goddess or something that she can call upon that will literally help her tune into that energy so she can write.
Archangel Azrael, you're a natural counselor. Many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance.
All right, so you call in Azrael, Archangel Azrael, and you say, okay, I'm tuning into this, and then you're going to create your self-doubt. But what you're going to do is you're just going to write, and it could be bullshit, it could be stupid, but that's the vomiting that you need to get out of the way. And then once you get that flow going, you're going to have great momentum. So just, even if there's doubt, just say, I have doubt writing about this. Just let whatever's on your mind write. And then all of a sudden, the flow will come in, okay? All right, we have to end the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for calling.
We have to end the show now. We'll see you later on the outro, and bye-bye.